What's good, YouTube? It's your boy at Tastemakers Palette, back at it with another review. Hope all is well on your end. Thank you for tuning in to today's review. Got another wild card sneaker review for you today, and little bit of little bit of everything with this review. A little bit of information in terms of the company, a little bit of on foot review, and a little bit of culture. I'm really excited about this one because it's a very culturally significant brand that has a kind of a worldwide impact, and you'll see different impacts in different places. But we'll talk about my experience in terms of the impact where I was located when I was first introduced to this brand, and then we'll kind of talk about some of the cultural impacts closer to the epicenter of where this brand is originated from. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you a review for the brand Diadora. And I throw this out as a wild card review because it's kind of that same situation. A lot of the most current reviews that I've done, the more recent reviews that I've done are more on sneakers that do not have the same kind of commercial exposure as others. And so here in the States where I am, Diadora is not one of the, when you think about kind of the top 5 to 10 sneaker brands, it's not one of the ones that would necessarily come up on that list, even though it produces products, styles, quality, and technology-wise that could potentially arguably be in the top 5 or 10 sneaker categories. But very, very long, rich history. Diadora founded in 1948. It's an Italian sneaker brand that started out making boots, if I'm not mistaken. So, long history. In terms of cultural and social impact, I really couldn't do what I have kind of researched and found any justice. Big cultural and social impact in Italy, in the regions in Europe, London, so on and so forth. And Diadora was kind of that go-to brand. I believe in the 80s, maybe 70s, potentially 90s, where it was kind of that gap bridging brand that people of all classes would gravitate toward to represent style and social status. And it was kind of one of those things where when we think about those topics like class and so on and so forth, those are kind of the polarizing thing. But this particular brand was able to galvanize people and bring people together through the culture of creativity in creating these footwear products. So really dope kind of story behind that. I did a little bit of research and learned a little bit about that, and was really impressed by the history that Diadora has and the legacy that it has. In terms of my experience, I first remember Diadora as a kid, and I'm an 80s baby, and I was a kid during the 80s. Obviously, I was a very, very small child, but I could remember everyone who was cool. They would have a pair of Diadora in their rotation. These are the Adidas and Nike, ironically or not so ironically, they were the leaders back then as well, right? And so, but these Diadoras just so happened to kind of squeeze into the rotation of anybody who was cool, whether you were, obviously, we don't want to glorify negativity, but the drug dealers were the ones in a lot of environments, depending on if you were not upper crust 1%, the drug dealers were the ones that had the resources to show people things that they would never see, right? And so they were the ones who were they would have Diadoras mixed into their sneaker rotation along with, with their high-end sneakers. They're Bally's or they're MCMs or, whatever the case may be. And then you're just kind of like, man, what are those? You know what I'm saying? Even funny using the term, what are those? Because what is now a term of sarcasm is now coming full circle to back to what I just mentioned, where people are looking at shoes that they're not familiar with and they're like, man, what are those? And that was the same kind of situation back then. You know what I mean? Like, and then, you kind of learned about Diadora. There was some more basic styles out then versus the ones that I'm going to review now. But, they were definitely something that, were in heavy rotation in the 80s and 90s. You'd see people rocking Diadora. You still see some of the older rappers kind of resurrecting that feel, bringing back that nostalgia. I think Raekwon, he had a pair of Diadoras. I think that was an official brand collaboration. I listened to a little bit of Jay Electronica. Jay Electronica's my guy. I listen to a lot of Jay Electronica. I've heard Jay Electronica shout out Diadora in some of his rhymes. And so, definitely a part of the culture here on our end and has been included in hip hop culture as well. So without further ado, I've been bumping my gums. I'm trying not to speak too much on some of the research that I found and stuff and turn it into a history lesson versus a review. But let's go ahead and take a look at the shoes. I have the Diadora. And listen, before I break, this is an Italian brand, so don't stone me on this. And if anybody speaks Italian, please correct me. But this is the Diadora Equipe Sestriere-xt. Equipe Sestriere-xt. I'd imagine it's probably pronounced somewhat like that in Italian. So correct me in the comments if I got it wrong. But this is Diadora's iteration of their track. And when I say track, not track running, trek, T-R-E-K, trail running sneaker. And this, my people, is like, I'm so glad we're in a space with sneakers where we're open-minded and we're looking at other brands, because this is the perfect marriage of functionality and lifestyle. This is a sneaker that you can rock from a style standpoint, and we'll get into a little bit of the technology in it that makes it a functional masterpiece as well, right? So first and foremost, let's just look at the style of it. We've got here a wonderful colorway. It's kind of a pistachio beige colorway with hints of khaki, with kind of dot splatters in the midsole. You can make out the design in the midsole and in the upper, that just kind of gives it so much flavor. It's got these reflective dots on the back. Any good running shoe should have some type of reflective quality for night runners on it. So very nice there. Nylon mesh upper mixed with a TPU kind of mix on the top as well. You'll see the kind of TPU kind of surrounding the borders with the design in it there. TPU is if I'm not mistaken, thermoplastic polyurethane. That's kind of that plasticish type material that you see on sneakers that are not leather, that it encases the shoe and gives it that hardened feel. It's a very, very durable material. There is a tad bit of leather around the eyelets and around, kind of going into the eyelet, meeting, kind of coming around back to the heel cup there. You got a little bit of a tab back here to, to help you put the shoe on. I like this back part of the ankle where it has this kind of lip in the back. It kind of gives it a little bit of flavor, and also, functionally, it's kind of like, it can serve as a kind of like a shoehorn, the back of a shoehorn type thing when you're trying to put the shoe on. So you got that, and you've also got this to make sure that you're able to comfortably put the shoe on. The tongue has simple little Diadora branding on it, has the logo right there, and the tongue is also made of TPU. The midsole and sole unit is made of DD anime, and that is Diadora's technology. It's a very, very, very comfortable technology, and it's comparable to that of, like, you know, your New Balance, your Brooks, kind of that running shoe technology. There's a lot of intent in this technology. It's not just this brand is not just a design brand. In the year 2000, I think they actually they hired like professional tech engineers that specialize in the comfort of shoes and kind of the, you know, the shape of the foot and that type of thing. And so there's scientific technology put in these shoes that lends itself to the sole and to the way the absorption in the shoe is set in place and that type of thing. And that's very important, because if you're running in shoes that don't have the right type of support, you can really mess yourself up. You can compromise the structural integrity of your bones and your knees and your hips and so on and so forth. So they've got that covered with their DD anime midsole. Another very interesting fact about this shoe is, so the bottom of this shoe is is conceptually taken from the hoof of an ibex. So, you know, the ibex, those goats that can freaking they can climb hills that are damn near just straight vertical. You know, just Google ibex and go to images and you'll see, or you know, look at a video. They're incredible animals that basically defy gravity. And so the way an ibex hoof is the way it is that it has kind of like a hardened sole on the outside with a softer inside there. And so I imagine that helps the ibex kind of defy that gravity, and it helps them to climb the way they do. And Diadora, they actually, with this shoe, they took that concept, and they had the rubber on the outside of the shoe. This black part is a hardened rubber, and then the inside is a softer rubber. And that, I imagine that helps, you know, because it gives you the support that you need, but it also maintains the comfort. So wherever you see the red on this shoe, it's going to be softer rubber, and then wherever you see black, it's going to be a little bit harder. So I thought that was incredibly cool. And so, yeah, you know, this shoe has everything that I will be looking for in a shoe. So I'm not a track trail runner. This is just going to be strictly lifestyle, but I can rest assured that when I'm walking in these, I'm supported appropriately, and I'll probably be able to walk miles and miles in these without any trouble. So just looking again at the style here, forgot to mention the laces. They've got, you know, design in the laces, so it's not just regular laces. Give you a little bit more flavor for the shoe. But again, beautiful colorway, beautiful shoe, great style shoe. Let's go ahead and hit a try on and take a look there. I'm really excited about these. So if you're familiar with Diadora, drop in the comments. Let me know what your experience is with them. Let me know what you think of these from a style standpoint. I mean, it's just a beautiful shoe to pair with joggers, jeans. I mean, you know, this is pretty much in every situation type shoe. In terms of where I got them at Nordstrom Rack, and they were $99. The original retail price is $170 for this particular style of shoe. I would encourage you to go to Diadora.com and look through their catalog, because they have a wide variety of styles, a very broad offering. So, you know, these might float your boat, or you might find another style that you like even better. So do a little bit of your own research and check out to see what you like. I will leave the link in the description for these. I think there's still a couple of more pairs left at that price point. And I'll also leave, I mean, you can go to Diadora.com, but I'll leave the link there so you can just click directly from the video as well. But yeah, great shoe, great bargain. I mean, love where we're at with shoes, man. You can get a super nice pair of shoes that are nicer than any overpriced shoe for a fraction of the cost. And that's the beauty of where we're at in the shoe world. So let's take a look and see what these look like on foot. Let me straighten up my camera for you. Sorry about that. Make sure you guys can see. Whoa. So yeah, Diadora Equipe Sestriere-xt track running shoe, super duper comfortable. True to size. This is an 11. I wear an 11. I can feel just enough room in the front of the toe so that it's not, my foot is not shifting around. So this is a perfect true to size fit. Very, very comfortable, snug in all the right places. Gives you a wide toe box and just enough narrowness in the body of the foot. Great support. Let me know what you guys think. Again, Diadora Equipe Sestriere-xt. Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys. Well, again, Tastemaker's Palette. Watch another review today. Held you a little bit longer than normal. Thanks for hanging on. Like, comment, subscribe, comment, like. Let me know what you think about the shoes. To all my folks that are subscribed and everybody who watched today's video, peace and love. Take care.